Tale of King Bran's journey. In Celtic legend, there is an ancient poem that basically tells the story of a king's change of life trip. True to the saying, just be happy, don't be too happy, and somewhat similar to the story. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a king in Ireland named Bran. He had no desire for power, or showed any interest in his throne. During a party, Bran went out alone to enjoy the quiet and accidentally dreamed of a beautiful woman who told him about a land of women, probably a Western lady. Country in Journey to the West, where there is no sadness or anxiety but only joy and happiness, and of course there are only women, no men. Bran woke up and saw a silver branch next to him, growing golden apples. That night Bran dreamed of that woman again. She took the silver branch and invited Bran to come find her in the land of women, or the Isle of Women. There was nothing left to hesitate anymore. The next day Bran formed a fleet, inviting his 3 brothers to go with him. Each brother brought 9 servants, so a total of 31 men including Bran invited each other to go on this trip. King Bran's boat crossed many strange seas, meeting the sea god Manannan. This man chattered something about how Bran's boat was not surfing on the waves but on his garden, because right below the water's surface was the kingdom of the sea god. In general, it doesn't help. Bran continued straight ahead and came to an island with the strange name of Moy, also known as the Isle of Joy. That's right, because when he got close to shore, Bran saw all the islanders gathered on the beach and everyone was smiling widely. It was so happy. A sailor volunteered to go ashore to investigate the situation. As soon as he set foot on shore, he immediately forgot what he had to do, just held his stomach and grinned. Suspecting that this island originally grew cannabis, the Bran brothers quickly sailed their boat out to sea, ignoring their young comrades who were still standing and laughing on the island. Bran's boat finally reached Women's Island. The beach was full of beautiful girls waving hello, but learning from the experience of the previous island, Bran kept his distance and no one dared set foot on the island. The woman Bran met in his dream suddenly appeared. She was the queen of this island. She threw a thread into Bran's hand, the thread immediately stuck to his hand, so the sisters on the island just held the thread and pulled the whole boat to shore. Fortunately, when they set foot on the island, no one was harmed. The crew was taken to a beautiful house with plenty of delicious food and wine. Eat and drink to your heart's content without ever being afraid of running out because the dishes are always refilled with food. When they finished eating, each man was led to a private room by a beautiful woman to serve him. Bran, of course, accepted the deal with the queen. So King Bran and his crew stayed on the island for more than a year. It was a wonderful time. They felt like they were living in paradise, with good wine, beautiful girls, living without any worries or troubles, and every girl was ready to meet all their needs. But in every happy event, a bad guy appears. A member of the crew named Nectan suddenly felt homesick. He convinces Bran to return to his homeland. The whole gang should have jumped in and punished this guy for his stupid opinion, but in the end Bran was convinced by Nectan. The king sadly said goodbye to his beloved queen. The queen knew she couldn't keep her, so she only advised that when returning to visit her hometown, remember not to set foot on the mainland. The boat left Women's Island, saying goodbye to the days of joy and happiness, forgetting the way back, passing through Vui Island. Just like in the past, by the way, They picked up the sailor who was stuck on this island. Perhaps he can no longer smile anymore. Returning to the shores of their beloved homeland, the crew was surprised to see that they had just left. 1 year, but the scenery has changed so much. The forests have disappeared, the people look sick and pale. They called out to the people on the beach. An old man replied. After learning that they were King Bran's crew, the old man was extremely surprised. He said that ever since he was a child, his elders told him the story of King Bran's fleet going out to find a strange land. He thought it was just a legend. Nektan, in an emotional moment, accidentally set foot on the shore and immediately dissolved into dust. The crew was horrified to realize that it had not been more than a year since they had been gone, but several hundred years had passed. Their boat had drifted out of the flow of time for so long that if they returned to it now, they would be nothing but dust. So Bran took a stone tablet, engraved the entire story of his adventure, and threw it ashore for posterity. Then, he bowed to the people, and with his iron horse galloped toward the sky. Oops! Then Bran ordered the crew to turn the boat and sail out to sea. Until now, King Bran's journey has not ended and no one has seen or heard where they have gone. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.